Hey guys, what's going on? This is Cheney 180 and
Chamba
796.
East Coast. Okay, I'm Junior.
and you're watching an all-new episode of Chatmigos.
Is it ever a rerun?
Awesome.
Hey, he's got it.
Hey,
Yay! Look at that.
he looks awesome.
He is
does.
awesome.
He's great.
I love it. I love it. So some of you may be wondering, where is Lago? Where is the Lord of Lagoland? Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today. But we do have Mr. Junior in the house. He's going to hold it down. And we're going to talk some toys today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lago will be Luego. Spanish.
How are you, Mr. Junior?
I'm good. I found out like half of my legs are full of bug bites from last week's barbecue. So I think I need something stronger for what the heck I have, because I look like I'm dying if I wear shorts.
Uh-oh.
It's not great.
Not cool.
No. Anti-cool, actually. I'm excited to discuss toys, though.
Yeah.
I saw your cool live stream with June. I wore my Street Fighter. Shout out to Capcom.
Oh yeah.
Great shirt. Great choice.
Yes.
We will. We'll
Great
bring
chat.
Yes, it was very informative.
If you guys haven't seen it, definitely tune in. A lot of good tidbits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Mario, how are you?
Oh, Cheney, I'm a little tired, a
Yeah.
little jet lag, but
I believe it.
I am excited to talk toys. I am excited to touch on a little bit of that interview you did with June because I'm super excited for some cyberpunk action. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes, it should be great. They looked phenomenal. I can't wait.
Mhm.
All right. Chamba, how are you, sir?
Good. Good. Good that I managed to acquire those pre-orders from Bandai's drop earlier this week. There's a lot of them.
So what do they have?
Hopefully, we can
what'd
even
you get?
talk about that slightly today. Yeah, there was a lot of
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
There
There's
was
I
a lot
know
of
what
things.
he's
Star Wars
picking.
stuff. Yeah, it was mainly SH figure art stuff, but there was a ton of it. So hopefully, people that were after them managed to acquire the ones that they wanted.
Very cool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And you, Cheney, how you doing?
Oh, I'm not bad. Not bad. Just busy. Do I seem like closer today? Like it seems like my camera's like closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
A
what's
little
up?
bit.
There's more crop to the actual backdrop.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
Mhm.
there. Like it's
Did you knock your camera?
maybe, I did drop it, so I don't know.
You look the same to me.
All right. All right. Yeah, no, I feel like I need to back up. Like I'm just like, oh God, I'm so close today.
You're like this, Cheney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
hey
it's not
guys.
that bad.
I
Yeah,
feel that close.
you need like the laughing camera while you're doing the mashed potato, and it's like, oh my God, June.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Actually, June needs that camera.
Yes.
Is that Kenny?
Yeah.
You're just zooming in and out like that.
Yeah. We are we're still waiting on our guest. Our guest is running a little bit behind schedule, hit some traffic today. So while we wait, let me go ahead and check in with our wonderful Chatmigos.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. Let the YouTubes know you like what you see. Share with your friends. And if you're a Hushmigo, drop some dots in there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and light it off here. We got Just Jet 45 is in the house. Bat Force Grumps, what is up, Grumps? Taco
Yo.
Boy, what's up,
Yo.
Taquito? Thunder Crow is in the house. Number one Hushmigo John is here, dropping the dots. What's up? We got Make It Clap No Hands is in the house. Cat McKay Random is also here. If you have not checked out Cat McKay Random's stories on IG today, please do so. It's great. It's some of the best content I've seen in a long time. He should make a whole series of it. It's amazing. Is here. Matt Magic 44, Blue Zero in the house. Stormfire Blizzard, What Force Honesty, Hush Me Going It Up, Uncanny Sculpts. What's up, Tyler? Dorian G is here. Less humans, more robots. What is going on? Disavowed Action Figures. Toy Rensu is here. He's a Hushmigo today. I doubt that'll stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Adam is also a Hushmigo. What is up, Adam? I hope you're having a wonderful day today.
Yeah.
A blessed Tuesday, if you will. And we have Dario. What is up, Dario?
Hey.
Yeah. What is up, guys? We've got Obi-Wan Chingones is here. Justin Booth became a new member to the channel.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
And every time we get a new member around here, we like to scream. We like to celebrate. We'll let you take it from there. 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Thank you so much for
thank you.
becoming a channel member. You have now unlocked access to over 100 T&D extra episodes. So,
That's crazy.
yeah. Go check
Yes,
that
dude.
out. Pletho is here. Oh, Kevin is here as well.
Hey.
He says, "Oh, Mario, you bought it."
Yeah. It's got the 2.0.
Yeah. Let's see. Fanigan Collectibles is here. Fortress Madamus, John to the Ross, Omega Weapon 13, Justin Booth again is a channel member. Thank you for joining us. Donald Layton is in the house. Manic Mike. Henrock. What is up, Henrock? Those beautiful Street Fighter shots all the time. I'm loving that. So good. Exactly, Mario. Chef's kiss. Wow. Sonic Rockman X. He's screaming it with Mario. A
Great name.
Sable. Indeed. Brick Something. What is up, Brick Something?
Yo.
Shelf Presence is here. Inglorious Draven is also here.
Okay.
We've got Paul Geo. Lauren Tatum is in the house. John to the Ross. Shadowbird is here. And we are all caught up. So our guest is also here as well. So that worked out perfectly. Let's see here. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I would like to introduce Duarte Studios to the stream.
Yay!
Welcome.
What
dude.
is up, man?
Look at that.
You know, another day in paradise.
Nice.
It
Heck
looks like
yeah.
paradise.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Look at all that.
Sometimes. That's
So-
arguable.
So real quickly, for the people who may not know who you are and what you do, you want to go ahead and break that down for us real quick?
Yeah, I do a lot of cool dioramas, customs, pretty much anything that's in the custom realm. In the action figure world, the train world, the RC world, the slot car world. I think that's about it. Yeah, so
That's a
anything
lot. That's a
custom
lot of
yeah, sometimes it feels that way. But yeah, I'm pretty much a customizer and artist that kind of delves a lot with mixed medium and just, you know, I like to mix and match things and kind of just do outside of the box stuff, you know?
Okay.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been customizing, I'd like to say, as for as long as I can remember. As a business, I've been doing the RC side of things since 2013 full time. And then I went, you know, super deep into the action figure and diorama world full time about maybe 2.5 years ago, give or take. I mean, I've been doing it forever, but where I said, you know what, I'm going to dedicate 100% to it and try to make a living off of it. Yeah, for about 2 years with this, but prior to that, I've been doing it with the RC industry.
That's awesome, man.
That's
That's
dope.
awesome.
Thank
I
you.
always love to hear that when it's like you can turn your passion into your job.
Yes.
Now question, does that make it easier to get up and start grinding away at the work every day, or does it tone down the passion, or what's the levels there?
Yes and no. So yes, it definitely gives you that reason, especially when you're working on either a passion project or even a project that is something like that I like. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys saw this was a while ago, but maybe around the new year, give or take, I posted a picture of this like very childish diorama that I did for a company in New York, and I didn't really care for it, but it was a job, right? So like I didn't wake up in the morning excited to want to do that, but you know, seeing my daughter smile because she's got a roof over her head, that's exciting. So I'm like, good trade-off, right? But for the most part, yes. But then there's that time, or there's that part of it where sometimes things don't go the way you want, or you know, materials are messed up, or they're taking forever to come, or you got one of those customers that swore they understood how you worked the day they took the job, but then a week later they're like, where's my 600-hour job in a week? Like, you know, so that makes it very frustrating. I think once you get past the bridge of dealing with customers, where you know you kind of have this flat line where, all right, this is where I start, and if it starts going left, these are my options. And once you have that down, then the biggest hurdle for me personally is wearing the hats, no pun intended, that I don't like, you know, shipping, emailing, all the stuff that I call it, the stuff that anybody could do, right? It's like I want to hire helpers to do that because I want to focus on the stuff that most people can't do, you know?
Right.
So that's what makes it frustrating. But when you take away all the hat wearing you have to do when you're kind of starting a business and babying it, right? Everything else is really exciting. Yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, since we're already kind of like merging into it, we're going to put you on the hot seat here and ask you some more questions.
I love hot seats.
Yeah, I've already picked your brain a little bit, and we're going to do that a little bit more here.
Let's do it.
But first, we've got to set the mood.
I love long walks on the beach.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
I dig
All
it.
right. Yeah. Junior, do you have a question for Duarte? Oh, no, you're muted, Junior.
Muted.
Hi. So you guys, you mentioned, and I feel like sometimes it's like a bad word, but I think it's getting better. Mixed media.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of mixed media. I know people talk about displaying options. It's like a more high maintenance thing. Do you like mixed media on your action figures as well?
I do. I do. I feel as though anytime I have a chance to add that real piece of clothing versus a sculpted piece of clothing, or maybe that real piece of hair, or a real chain instead of like a molded chain, like absolutely. I think that anytime I can use, I call that cheating, right? Instead of having to sit there and sculpt the chain, it's like, cool, I got a micro chain. It sells it and it looks fantastic, but it was easy, right? Because you didn't have to sit there and sculpt it and paint it. But I also feel as though it sells the figure, but for me personally, it makes it usable, right? If you have, for example, and I'm going to throw this out there because he's one of my favorite characters, but if you have a Spawn, for example, and let's say the chains on Spawn were molded and not an actual chain, you might have a hard time posing it, right? The thighs and, you know, things like that. So all of my stuff has to be usable. I hate repainting figures where the joints will end up rubbing. So like if I'm painting a figure that's like a dark color, I'm going to look for a black base body. Right. So if the joint rubs, black doesn't bother me. But if it's a green figure and it's got a red joint, you're like, eyesore, Photoshop, you know, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, all day on everything, including, you know, the dial. Like this dial's got plastic, it's got real chain, you know. So yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Mario.
I'm curious, what did you do with your RC life? Like what was that involved?
So it's funny, I was thinking about that on the way here, getting to the studio so I can do this, and it's just as good and just as toxic, if not more, than the action figure side of things. The only difference is there's way less crybabies on the RC side, because while people complain, like matter of fact, I'll turn the question back on you guys. What do you consider a high-end action figure, and what's its price point?
Oh,
Mafex Figure Arts.
Okay,
See,
100.
100.
Okay, now I'm gonna throw, like, I know most people don't collect these, but Hot Toys, right? What are they, $200-$300?
yeah, that's more of the higher end. Yeah,
and I think that's like considered baller status, from my understanding, right? Ish.
It's on the higher end, I guess.
All right, it's on the higher
end.
end.
Space is the big equilibrium on that stuff.
Right.
So like,
yeah, if you've got the retail for like to display tons and tons of Hot Toys, like you're doing well.
Right.
Yeah,
so if you walk into this person's room who has maybe like 10 or 12 of these things, you're like, this guy's got a couple grand into this, right?
You'd have to.
I do the higher end construction equipment, semi trucks. Like I do 14 scale semi trucks. They lights, sound. Every truck I've ever built has the threshold to be able to pull, not hold the actual weight, because you know it's unrealistic. But if I were to sit on a skateboard or a radio flyer, my trucks can pull my weight. They'll pull up to 275 pounds, and it's crazy. Okay, so my excavators, my entry level excavator, full hydraulic, it runs on 250 psi. It'll rip your finger clean off of your hand. Like I'll dig holes in the ground with this thing all day. It weighs about 75 pounds, and this is entry level, meaning no high-end details. There's no cat insignias. It's just a generic hydraulic excavator.
Base model.
$5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I see people like, oh, it's $100 figure, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I just bought a truck that was $6,000, you know? So it's like $100. Who, but you know, and it's different. So a lot of the I'm known in the RC side of things as the Scale King, and that's actually my website too, thescaleking.com. And if you go to it, you'll see that there are a plethora of accessories like that you would find in a scale garage, inside of a scale truck, all that stuff. And if you look at the prices, I guarantee you 90% of the action figure people would be like, I'm not paying $250 for a 14 scale functioning aero sign trailer that you can like, you know, type that. But that's what they pay for these things, right? So
it's like the train scale or the scale train world. Like people pay crazy amounts of money.
Yeah, that will
like an HO scale. Like, engine.
Yeah, I fly out to people's houses to do that stuff. I've done slot tracks, like the little slot, because back in the day you had your 2-lane slot track, but today you have 2-lane slot track that's capable of running 6 vehicles because it's all digital now. So you know, you're building cities and race tracks and all sorts of like in 1/32 scale. So and those guys pay crazy money for stuff like that. So
I totally see that. I went to a train show. It's funny you mentioned train shows. I was just thinking the same thing. I went to one in Massachusetts, and they even had like all the places that Family Guy frequents, like the Drunken Clam and stuff like that. It's all the lights and the animatronics and all that stuff. That's really spectacular what you do.
Thank you. So I still do it. It's still very much part of my full time because now I still have my website, but I distribute through a bigger company called A-Main in California, and they basically distribute to like all the hobby towns in the US and stuff like that. So I'm just manufacturing like the parts now. I'm not taking the custom jobs because while they do pay 10, 12 times more than something like this, it's also 20 times more the amount of work, takes 20 times as long because one of these trucks might take me 6 months to build. So even if you make $6,000, what's $6,000 in 6 months, right?
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people don't think. Like they look at it as it's $6,000, but when you factor in 6 months of 40 plus hours, I'm making what, $6 an hour? You know,
it's all you can work on. It's all you can work on at that time.
So since I don't love that part of it, at least not for the consumer side, more so for personal use, the dios and the customizing, like I love this stuff, right? Like I can whip up a dio in my brain in 2 seconds, and then the next day it's like ready to go. So you know, and that's what I really love.
That's great.
Have you incorporated some of like the tricks that you've learned like during the RC days into dio building?
Oh yeah,
that's some hydraulics in the dio.
That dio right there actually has conduit running through the foam because it has little lights in it, and I'm gonna have a little toggle switch. And so for electronics, dude, when you see the cosmic style dio that I'm doing with the actuating doors and like, I go.
Wow. You go in as well. Nice.
Oh yeah,
nice. All right,
awesome.
No corners cut ever.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, my buddy's brother, he got really into the RC trucks for a long time, and he was like, you know, he would get like new pieces in, and he like show us like what he had, and like he'd be running it around in like the yard and stuff, and it's just like, it's like you would see he'd be like, oh, I got this new piece in, it was this much, and that I'm like, how much is the truck by itself? And he like told me, I was like, oh my god, like,
yeah,
dude, some of my batteries cost more than figures.
Yes, easily.
Oh yeah,
easily.
I got $300 batteries, and like if it goes bad, it's bad.
It's done. It's done.
Your money's gone. Yeah.
All right, Chamba.
Duarte, what's been one of the most fun dios that you've built since beginning the dio?
You know, honestly, I think the most fun was probably the Plunderlings dio because I was already a fan. Like I liked that there was the polar opposite of what I'm known for, which is like the super realistic, super detailed, right? So I wanted something like, sometimes you want to scratch that itch, but you don't want to go too deep with it. And I felt like the Plunderlings were there because posability wasn't never a problem. Colors never a problem, but there's also not a lot of shading. There's not complexity to it, so it's very cartoon, very stylized. So when Ricky hired me to do the job, and I kind of gave him a little quick sketch, and he's like, just go with it, make it work with them. You know, I had free reign, and I was allowed to just like, whatever, bro, just do it.
That's awesome.
Colors, everything. And he literally, like, when he saw it, it was finished. So at that point, it's like, if you don't like it,
Yeah, right.
Luckily, he loved it, but that
Bon
was the
appetit.
most fun for me for sure. Like
That's awesome.
the
That's
like
cool.
fun with the least amount of headaches, right? And not
sure.
that the other ones aren't fun,
Mm.
but I run into more second guessing myself sometimes where I'm like,
Mm.
am I overselling that rust? Is it just right? You know, and I might say, let me walk away. I'll come back and, okay, let me touch that up a little bit. But fun wise, with the least amount of headaches and stress, definitely the Plunderlings diode.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I got to see that one in person at Legion's Con, and that's you created a whole little world.
Yeah,
Like,
pictures do not do justice on the size
No.
of this thing. Like,
no,
it's-
it's massive. Like I had my phone and I was like going in and through and around everything, and I was just like, you created this whole little world that was like perfect for those figures, and it was breathtaking, honestly.
Thank
Like
you.
I'll tell you that right now. Like walking up, it's just like, holy cow, this is absolutely amazing. I don't want to know how much it costs to ship that thing around though.
well,
'Cause it's
actually,
massive.
nothing ish.
Oh, right, because they're okay.
Because me and him ended up working it out where I said to him, where do you do your shows? And he's like, a majority of them are on the East Coast, you know, tri-state, like that kind of whatever. And I said, look, I'm willing to drive 8, 9, 10 hours. You can store it in my warehouse where I store my stuff. You know, I'll charge him a little fee to keep inventory, whatever there, but I will do shows for you. So if you can't make it to a show, I'll go represent Plunderlings for you. I'll take the dial, I'll set it up, I'll do it because I already have all the stuff. And I'm like, let me help you out because I know that you're not going to be able to make it to every show because it's just not logistically cost effective, right? And to ship that thing, forget it. You know, he's probably going to spend $1,000+ because I'd have to create it and it would just be a nightmare. So this way I still have it. I have it stored away and I'm actually going to pull it out to do some little touch-ups because obviously when the guys are using it and they move it around, little accidents happen, people, mistakes, whatever. So when I do, because he's not the only one I do that for. So when I do that with other manufacturers, you know, part of the rental fee is like I cover all the little damages like free. So God forbid it breaks or whatever, next show it'll be perfect. Don't worry about it. Versus you sending it back to me and having to. So that's kind of like an incentive too to help them do that. But
for sure.
yeah, I still have that and saved them a bunch on having to ship it because
I can only imagine. Yeah.
I honestly I'm gonna check just because I want to know for me. But right now I'm working on a GI Joe dio for a customer in Utah, and this dio is going to be 16 feet by 4 feet. Okay, two plywood pieces. Okay, so that thing because it's going to be jungle in the middle with outcroppings, little water action river, maybe a waterfall type of thing, and then on the right side or left because he'll be able to switch it. It'll be Cobra Castle on one side and Cobra Pterodon on the other.
Oh my god!
Wow!
And I'm making it where like the door will open, where you know his tank could come out, like everything. He spared no expense, and
This
he's
is
flying.
3/4 inch scale.
No, this is 1/12 scale. Big boy. Dude, when he contracted me for the job, he was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you know like an 8-foot dial." I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's pretty big." And he's like, "Yeah, I'd like to be able to put like 10 his tanks on it." And I'm like, "What now? 10? Like all 10?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, maybe double the size on that because
you're gonna fit those on 8.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, "When it's done, I'll fly out, I'll rent a truck and I'll drive it back." And I'm like, "Cool."
Wow.
So yeah, I've been working on that. I actually let me grab that real quick. So I just finished on a new style tree. I don't know if you guys saw my trees from before, but they're like the tall kind of wintergreen foresty kind of trees. Well, now since he wanted it to be a jungle, I'm like, well, I can't use those trees.
No.
Jungle trees.
Drum roll.
Yeah.
Tree reveal.
Yes, tree reveal. Love it. Oh wow.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
That's beautiful.
So he's gonna have about 10, 12 of these, all different sizes, and the thing about my dios, and that's one of the things why like I hashtag the doing dios different, the triple D thing, because I tried to give everyone the best bang for their buck and the most usage out of the dios. And I've been told by like a lot of the naysayers, like, oh, that's not a good business model, you want them to come back, blah blah blah. Doesn't work that way, because number one, like you said, real estate's important. Not everybody's got space for 30 or 40 dials, right?
Yep.
Number two, word of mouth is what's going to get you business or break your business. It's not the one job that you do, right? So I'm like, you know what? Okay, like for example, Plunderlings. Every mountain, every piece on that thing tree is its own independent piece, meaning that dial can look 500 different ways every time. So he's never going to run out of getting tired. Like if he doesn't want the big mountain, cool, pull it off or switch it or put it on the other side. Or we've done shows where we didn't have big enough tables and I only took 3 out of the 5 sections and like maybe 2 mountains and 1 of the bridges instead of both. So, and the same thing with everything that I make. And like even these, right? The floor is separate. These pieces are separate. They're not glued in. So this could just be a dojo floor. It could be whatever you want it to be. That could just be a background with boats, because I was like, well, you know, it'd be kind of cool if I just made these removable, right? So now it's not necessarily a Street Fighter scene. Now it's, you know, you got figures separate. You got, so try to give you guys the most usage out of the stuff, so you can say, you know what, man, like I bought a car, but this thing like is submersible. It flies. You know, that kind of like, surprise.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That is cool.
My question for you is, what's your favorite action figure line right now? That's like figures that are coming out.
Well,
turn around.
Listen, I'm getting there. So Jada was definitely killing it for me, and still are with these guys, right? Like I'm really selfishly like Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Manifest it. Yes.
Dude, I swear to you, the minute they announced that, I'm selling all my Storm and I'm gonna build every Mortal Kombat stage, and I'm gonna get Machu to do a stop motion of them. You know, when you go up stage every time you beat, like we're doing every stage, do fatalities, the whole nine.
Okay, I'm gonna hijack this. 1, why wait? 2, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, or 3. Which one? Pick a game. That's right.
I'm gonna answer it based off of my favorite character, because OG Sub-Zero is the man. Like that's my guy, right? So I love covered mask Sub-Zero more so than like exposed face Sub-Zero. But and also too, because I mean, I'm saying 1 because selfishly Storm never gave it to me, and I'm like, where's White, you know, Cloth Kano, where's Sonya Blade, where's Johnny Cage? Like we never got those. And I know Jada would kill it. So absolutely, I would love that they would just do them all, but do 1, give us 1, then give us 2, then you know, pending, you know, how people feel about it, which I'm sure that they would go the same way as they are with the, you know, Street Fighter. But that's a given Street Fighter. I'm super excited for. If me creating the dials didn't give that away, I don't know what does, right? But when I got these guys, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's really, I know, like it's bad for me because it's been a long time since companies put out an action figure or action figures that have got me so excited that I did a van, I created the bike, I did the cheapskate, I'm working on other custom figures to go with these guys, like, because I'm like, you know what, the way I'm looking at it's like this, I want it for me, and I'm going to make it regardless, but I'm going to make it as good and as best as I possibly can, because one day, if and when Mezco's like, oh, we need to come out with those characters, they're going to have to come correct and make it just as good or better than mine, because I hate that. I would hate to be Mezco and have somebody say, man, they suck. You should have done it like that little guy in New Jersey, you know? Like, so if anything, I feel like I'm helping the community because I'm putting out a product that now a company has to put out a better or equivalent, you know, version of that.
For sure. All right. Well, that concludes this episode of the Hot Seat with Duarte Studios.
Nice. Did I pass?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
I learned so much.
Awesome.
So much. Yeah.
I'm an open book. I'm not a gatekeeper.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move along here. Let's see. As always, if you have not headed on over to our Creator Spring shop, head on over there. We've got new logo designed by the Chamba himself. We've got shirts, coffee cups, stickers, and then his older, which are very, very amazing designs here as well. Looking very, very good. Or if you just want the old classic logo on a multitude of different shirts or hoodies. We also have Chatmigos Assemble and They're Not Dolls. Or you can go with the nice, simple one. We'll call that the Cheney Special. You can go with that one. But they're all available here on our Creator Spring shop. So if you want to pick one of these up, head on over there and grab yourself one.
No limited edition Fallen Fett swag.
Not yet.
That requires him having to have a store open for himself.
Yeah.
He says he's gonna, but he's probably just waiting for Yoko to set one up for him.
Yeah, I'm certain of that. Yeah.
Got it.
All right, let's go ahead and move along here. Let's see. If you missed last week's show, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. Adam, that was his off week, and unfortunately, Ernie could not make it. But we were blessed with J-Shot and Yoko. So that was a fun episode.
Super fun.
Good times were had.
Yoko was a troop.
Yes.
I have to say, like, it was I was thoroughly entertained by her, like completely out of her depth, but still had something to contribute. That was incredible.
Heck yeah. All right. So go on over there and check that out if you have not already. All right. Since we got the man here himself, we can get that the perspective or the info, straight from the what's the phrase that I'm thinking?
You're about to call me a horse?
Straight from the horse's mouth. There we go.
I was about to say which part.
Yeah. So we've got your dio here. Would you care to explain what you got going on here?
Yeah, so basically, we have the Battle Harbor from Ken, and same concept as the Ryu stage. Floor comes apart from the background, but I inverted it this time. So I actually, let me see, I'll take these guys off.
I'm sorry, same as the Who stage?
Ryu. Oh, you call him Ryu? You call him Ryu? See, I can't.
I call it correctly. Yeah.
No, you're not gonna win that one with me, pal. You know why? Because I'm Portuguese, right? And in Portuguese,
so am I.
Oh, dude! Come on, bro.
Oi, que fala.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Fire away.
What's the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia.
No.
It is Brasilia.
Hold on. Wait. How do you pronounce him again? Just for the record. Rio. Okay.
Rio.
It's called Rio de Janeiro, and it's spelled R-I-O. So if it's Y, it's Rye. Just saying.
He makes a point in that it's the second highest Japanese population outside of Japan is Brazil.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
That is true.
So,
but you know what though? To be honest though, I catch myself doing saying them both ways. Like it really just depends. I don't even know what.
I never care. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, it depends. It really depends. But I try to stick to, even though the American language is the most messed up one, right? Because I can mention a plethora of words that's like, why is it spelled this way and said this way, and why is this one like this, right? So same concept, but
I honestly want to pimp out your work because. Cheney, June, how does this not show up at his Comic-Con booth with all the figures there?
It's a great question. Cheney.
Cheney.
Work
your magic, Cheney. Josh Aloysius Cheney.
Help a brother out.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, Aloysius.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to shake babies and kiss hands,
See?
Fine.
Yeah, don't see what you can don't, okay?
Right.
You
see
got
what
it.
you can does.
You got it. You got it. I'll see what I can do.
I seen it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So figures, like we know, they're removable. And this channel here is about the same size all the way across. So the cutout behind them, you can essentially, swap them wherever you want, right?
Oh,
That's
no.
cool.
Put them wherever it makes sense to you, or doesn't, for that matter. These are also removable because, like I was explaining before in Yimbo's show yesterday, as a photographer, you guys tried to get the best angles, and a lot of times in the real world, you're like, oh man, this stupid trash can's in the way,
Yeah,
or
that always happens.
So like if I glued these in place, yeah, they're meant to be there, but in your shot, they might make more sense if it was like here or here or here, right? So I wanted to make sure I gave you guys that option. So these are obviously removable. One of the cool things that no one's ever noticed until I brought it up was the chain, because it looks so good in the perspective that your brain doesn't realize that it's two separate chains, and you can't tell where they're connected because it's hidden behind here. But there's a smaller chain in the back and a bigger chain up front to sell that depth perspective, right? To give you that depth. So technically, it's two pieces.
Wow.
Cool.
Bigger one to sell you on that, right? So that's obviously separate. And then what I meant by being reverse is now the magnet, instead of going this way, this sits on it, because I still gave everybody that thicker 1 inch, back, and the bottom is still 1 inch, but it's two pieces. So the bottom is your water and the top is actually your wooden deck, right, to keep that separation. Same thing as before, all signed, numbered. And yeah, this, when you purchase this one, or when you pre-order it, I'm going to automatically bring it with one of the cans or one of the oil drums.
Nice.
Everyone that pre-orders them on the first 2 weeks, which is this week and next week, this way, if you miss a pay period, you kind of fall on those, I'm going to give you another one to go with it automatically free. And if you want to bump it up to the deluxe edition, it's $50 more, but it'll get you every stage. So hit number 1 damage, hit number 2 damage, and then hit number 3 where it breaks in half. And I'm throwing in a regular one that's also just open, just because.
Look at that.
Nice.
So basically you get all of that. All of that basically comes out to $375. And then the $25 is the shipping. And the regular version is $325 with the shipping. So it's either $350 or $400. It's basically $50 more on the base price than Ryu was. Because it obviously comes with a lot more accessories. It's a lot more in depth, a lot more time painting the figures and the little details and all that other stuff. But I do still sell at the same price of $65 the DIY version with the all black unpainted, that you can just paint yourself and do your own backgrounds and maybe use a screen or something like that.
Nice.
Are you selling the barrels separately?
I am. I'm going to sell them for $75, like all the ones that you see here, like everything.
I was like, that's a bonus stage. That's awesome.
So yes, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because if you guys look into, or obviously the ones that know or that are fans of Street Fighter, there are stages that are not player stages, that are just bonus stages. So I'm
waiting for that car.
Yeah, but before the car, you got to get the, the bricks.
Nice.
Yes.
And then they turn into the broken ones.
Very cool.
So, like, this is meant to go.
You think of everything. You are Portuguese.
See, I didn't lie.
Right.
So, it all connects and breaks away just like in the game.
What's
That's
that?
awesome.
So this is printed and painted as well.
Is it FDM?
Yes.
Okay.
So
nice.
it's just that I have my printers like so well dialed in that
I
like,
can't
you
see any line.
barely notice print lines. Like, yeah, I can go up close and like you're not really going to see.
Dear
When
Lord.
you put the wash on it, it doesn't like seep into the print lines,
No, yeah, exactly. So
Crazy.
and that's a big. So this one's going to come. This is the prototype. So the finished one will actually come with both attached, one on the side, one on the front, one on the back, and then you'll just pull them out, be able to turn them, switch them.
That's cool.
Pull them out if you need to. But this particular stage is its own stage, and I've already designed the parts for it and done it, and that's going to be one of those pop up like $250, everything, including this. Boom, kind of surprise, get it out. because after that, I'm working on the barrel stage because that's its own with the 2 conveyors where the
Right.
barrels
Yeah.
drop down.
Right.
So with the broken barrels, that which will be a little more because the background is way more intensive with each barrel and that kind of stuff. But the barrel stage, this stage, I'm gonna have both versions of unbroken and broken for Guile with the crates.
Nice.
Yeah, great.
And
That's
and yeah, and then after that, then I won't have any other choice but to give you guys the Lexus, but you're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah.
It's in the works though. I already started, but it's a pain in the butt. Like I must have at least 100 design hours into it already.
That conveyor
Wow.
stage, is it going to be working conveyor belts or?
So I can.
You can, right? You
I
can
can.
do it.
I can, but now if someone's willing to pay, like, because I
Right.
actually had multiple people when they pre-ordered this, they were like, "It comes with LEDs, right?" And I'm like, "No, Henrock just did a really good job with the lights." Like,
Yeah.
no. And the guy's like, "Can you do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, about $150, and you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 18 LEDs, with the on off and the about $150." He's like, "Cool, do it." And I'm like,
Yep.
That's
I was gonna ask
awesome.
the same question about the
It's
Lexus.
just an upgrade. It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Right. And now
Cool.
see with the Lexus, like for example, if I were to do that, which I can, but now I have to design it in a way where obviously the wiring could be hidden, the LEDs, all that stuff. It might make it slightly complicated in the sense of like, when you pull a fender off after it's like damaged, right? Like, do I want the wire exposed? Do I want that hidden? Because I'm obviously not building it like a real car where, the fender takes 16 bolts and whatever, because that would just be crazy expensive. So it's going to be more simple / rudimentary, right? Like a little cube or something, or a magnet, and just pop it in and, undamaged fender, damaged fender, undamaged hood, damaged hood, motor, interior, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I was just
So
saying
that'll
if
be
the
a
car
ton.
can buck in place, because when they hit it, there's kind of like
It does. Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I can get micro actuators, but are you going to pay $200 for them?
Right.
Well, did you come to the right place?
Dude, listen, why do you think Machu was the reason that I made the Ryu stage?
Shout out to Machu.
Without the pieces being attached to it. Because he was like, like, what if I want, to move? And like, what if I wanted more depth and height of light? And I'm like, okay, no problem. I mean, it's a little more pain.
Nifty.
Yeah, so I did that. The Ryu stage, I was actually talking to my buddy Articulated Ninja like 3 days before I did the Ryu stage, and I was like, I'm thinking about it. I think it would be cool, about this size. I scaled it up because I like to plan everything mentally first, or at least on paper, because if I get to a point where I'm like, what do I do about this part? And I can't figure it out, then I kibosh the whole thing, because it has to be perfect in my eyes, right? So I'm talking to him, throwing ideas out, and then I hit up Machu, and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? He was like, dude, that would be pretty sweet. Literally, you can ask him. He's on here. The next day, I'm like, what do you think of this? And he's like, holy, how the hell did you do that? And I was like, bro, when I get hyper focused, man, I'm like horse with the blinders,
Yeah. That's my favorite part about it, is it's modular. Like, I love modular like dioramas, so that you can kind of manipulate and change things however you want.
Right.
Like, I had set mine up and I was like, I like this, but like I don't like the way that like the light I'm shining on the background is working. So I removed the background and just set up the pieces, and then made my own kind of like background behind it, and it was great. I was like, okay, awesome. But then the background is great for other things as well. So it's like you can get multiple uses out of it. And I love dioramas like that, where you can kind of just change it and, mishmash, or like, alter it however you're looking to, for whatever it is that you're trying to shoot.
And that seems to be the general consensus with everyone, which is why like I'm trying to veer, like I want to keep making the dios like these like monthly, bi-monthly kind of releases and stuff. And I want to do the big jobs that, that'll take me a month or 2 or 3 or whatever. But I also want to offer just accessory pieces, painted, unpainted, for the DIYers too. So this way, guys like you can have a library of these things that I'll take this item, and I'll go like this, and I'll go like this, and now I have a pirate's, whatever,
Right.
and make your own worlds, because I know that just like me, I don't have the space to display all my dials. I wish I did, right? But we don't. So you might have to make that dial for that day and then tear it down and use it for something else. So I'm really trying to cater to the builder and also to everyone basically, and have kind of a little bit a flavor for everyone, so to speak.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Let's see here. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's see. There's quite a bit to go through here. I guess we could kind of shamelessly self-promote here. If you guys have not had a chance, go check out the video that myself and Chamba did with June from Jaded Toys. We basically just got an update on all the lines that Jade is working on, and just to kind of check in and see where everything's at, how everything's going. A lot of great information in there. I think we tackled almost everything. I think what are your guys' thoughts?
The things, the currents, basically.
Yeah,
it's like I know there are people that wanted like, oh, could you ask about this and that? And it's like, well, they don't have any. Like we talked about the things that they have, basically. It'd be weird.
I will say one nugget that I really enjoyed is that they're really building out their relationship with Capcom. So it's like the sky's the limit, and they were coming off such a solid foundation, and it's so nice to see someone do something exactly right off the bat. The growing pains are minimal and negligible, and you guys actually came with really, really good suggestions, good ideas, and I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to do next. Definitely tune in if you guys haven't heard this interview. There was a lot of inside baseball for sure.
Oh yeah, price points on point too. That's one thing.
Oh, seriously.
That was a shock to me. I was into the cars. So when Jada was dropping cars, I was buying the Civics and all that stuff. And when they dropped the figures, I'm like, this is a Jada? No.
Yeah.
This isn't Jada. Stop it. I was like that Canadian guy that's like, no way. And I'm like, no way. And I'm like, it is Jada. I'm like, damn, this is nice.
Yeah, I was waiting for Mezco prices for those those Runner figures. And then my jaw hit the floor in my car. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
When he said it, I was like, the
nerd.
I mean, no. Yeah, no.
Shelf Present asked about a Cyberpunk Dio. I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, my friend.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Nice.
Sometimes we do purchases just to be like, you know what, this was a great proof of concept. This is such a great idea, and I want to reward them with a purchase. And it's not often that happens, but I feel like I have to with these figures.
Yes, agreed.
How do you feel about the Cyberpunk figures, Mario?
Yeah, they're all right. 30 bucks for Lucy.
Yeah. How many are you gonna get? How many Lucy's are you gonna get?
At least 5, dude.
Well, 5 of them with that's what, two waifus from import companies.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, soft goods, that type of plastic they're using, the range of articulation. I'm like, yo, they're really giving imports like a run for their money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
run for their money. They're eating their lunch.
Yeah, they're starting to not like bridge the gap, I guess. But like, dude, $30 for that blew my mind. And then you were thinking, what? David was going to be about $50.
I thought it was going to be 50 above
40, 45 maybe.
Yeah, he wants to keep it
even
under
at
50.
I would have been like, yeah, that's a hell of a deal.
I was like, 50 is fine, but he's like, he wants to keep it under 50, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to fight that.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more for those figures, but that price point, dude, is almost insane. And I hope that the line does well, because I need more people. I need Max Tech. I need Trauma Team. I need NCPD, because those would be great army builders that you could fudge into other lines too. You know what I'm saying? I really hope it gets it. And I was actually I was going through the comments and I was surprised, like, oh, I didn't realize there were this many Cyberpunk fans, not only from Edge Runners, but from the game. And you know me, man, like Cyberpunk is my thing, so I wanted to succeed. Somebody wrote a comment. They're like, $40, dude, I will single-handedly fund this line.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah.
I will take out a loan to fund
You
this line.
collect Devil's toys at all?
Oh, dude, I got every single release, even that crappy, big ass.
That's the
Robot.
only one. That's the only one I didn't get. The mech. Yeah, the mech.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't get
sucks.
that because I was like,
Bridge too far.
It's a vinyl figure. It's
It sucks
it's
so
not what
bad.
you want.
Don't
is
get
it? That's what it is. It's like a rotocast
It's basically
figure.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a designer toy.
Oh, thank God I didn't get it.
It's a big
Yeah, no,
fucking
dodged the
plastic.
bullet.
Did you guys hear about the Mezco, Bebop, and Rocksteady that they're dropping?
No,
Oh.
Not.
Oh,
maybe.
maybe I wasn't supposed to talk about it. Listen, they're taking too long, and I'm going to drop every fit. By the time they drop Casey Jones, they're going to have to remake them. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You know, you're really using the platform. I appreciate that.
I'm trying. Listen, it's just some customs, you know. And that head right there, this head started off as a Boreer from Mythic Legions that I customized.
Oh,
Yep.
Hope you run out of ideas. They're doing that classified Naga hide. You have a lot of.
Oh yeah.
You have a lot of boarheads right there.
I didn't even see that. Yeah, so I decided to go with the 5K Toys Orc as my base for this because actually I had to show it off because I was talking to Lagos earlier, and he was one of the few who showed a boatload of interest when I talked to him about this at ToyCon, and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about this, but I'm not sure of the buck, and he was like, oh, you should look into this one, and we were kind of going back and forth. And when I showed him today, he's like, dude, you have to show it off. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to finish it, you know.
He did it.
But I did him for the 5K Orc for Bebop, and my Rocksteady's going to be the XES Ray Rhino.
nice.
Base, because I wanted that height difference and that
perfect.
I wanted the articulation and I wanted it to be usable. So I ended up buying two. I bought the red Rhino just so I can use his head and the feet, and then I did the black buck from the bull so that it would be my black base to paint gray and not have to worry about. Yeah,
heck yeah.
So
cool.
That's gonna look dope. That's gonna look dope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very. Let's see. What was that? Oh, that's what I was going to say. Be sure to head on over to Lago's page. He posted a new video of that new Tamashii shop.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, I saw that. Yep. That's like literally 15 minutes down the road for me.
I'd be there once a week, easy. If that were the case.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, I hate traffic. I hate it.
Right, I know. That's why once a week. Otherwise, I would have said once a day.
I
I
believe it.
commute 2 hours a day. Please don't mention traffic.
God bless your soul. You're a better man than I am. Nope.
Oh yeah.
I don't do it. I don't do it for free.
Well, I mean, I would hope not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'd be pretty bad.
I love trains that much.
I love trains that I like to ride one every day. I have that urge.
The longer the train, the better.
Yeah.
Maybe for sleeping.
Yeah.
I've missed a few stops in my day.
I do recommend, though, if you guys are ever in California and you go from LA to San Diego, I would recommend the Pacific Surfliner. Because you go along the coast and you see the ocean and you see people like live like that every day.
Yeah.
It's really cool and aspirational, and it's a great train.
Smooth.
I do recommend that.
Great scenic too.
Great for
scenery.
Comic-Con weekend.
Yeah.
Speaking of SDCC, I'm going to try to come out there.
Ooh.
Shut your mouth.
I'm trying my hardest.
Are you bringing your Dio with you?
Oh, if I come, I'm bringing
I
us.
was about to say network. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah. June might be taking it out of my hands directly.
Jada's group number is
Right. I'm gonna walk up there like, hey, where are your dial? Oh, there is none. Nice shelf.
Cheney. You know what you must do.
I know.
Make it. We'll get you an installer's fee. Don't worry.
Yeah.
See?
We'll get you the middleman discount.
There you go. All right. Well, we are about out of time today. Duarte, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to come and hang out with us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
It's been a blast.
Thank you.
Went by way fast yet again.
It usually does.
Yeah, super duper cool. Where can people keep up with you?
The best way to keep up with me, or the easiest way, would be on Instagram under Duarte_studios, and same thing with YouTube, which now I'm trying my hardest to pump out like a video every 2 weeks and try to stay consistent with that, because everything that I've ever done, that's the little mind-blowing fact, everything that I've ever done from the RC industry till now, including this behind me and everything you've ever seen me post, I've physically video recorded myself doing them. I've just never had the time to actually edit them up. So like, if you think of any diorama I've built in the past, there's like 50 hours of footage of this thing where I gotta condense it into like 15 minutes, and I gotta try to learn video editing. So yeah, there's that.
You were saying earlier, it's like you'd rather just focus on the actual building, and
yes,
if you can get somebody just to edit the videos together. It's
that's
like,
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the editing doesn't bother me as much as me having to stop being in the flow to reposition a camera. I wish I had a camera crew, bro. That would be the greatest thing ever, because they would get those those perfect little shots when I'm doing stuff in my hands. I think I'm filming and I'm like on this corner, and it's like, oh, the camera can't catch it, and it's like, oh, this was the greatest paint job. Oh man, it was, the camera was like this, and yeah, so that would be a great help if I had a camera crew.
Yeah, if you're sitting on that much footage, it might even be cost effective to just hire an editor for a little while and get him to edit it all up so you can post the videos.
22 terabytes.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean right there.
That is a lot.
Yeah,
puppy.
It's a lot. But you know, I'm trying to pump it out there, and I'm like, I have so much footage, but I'm also trying to get feedback from you guys and from people that are actually watching it. Like, what do they want to see, right? Like, what do you want to learn? You know, I've also been asked about doing like a Patreon to do like one-on-ones and teach people, and I would love to do that because I love teaching people, but I have to figure out the schedule where it makes sense, right? Because if I'm taking hours away from this to do that, it has to make sense, because when the bills come, you know, I got no choice. And living in Jersey ain't cheap. I want to get out. Trust me.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Junior, how do we keep up with you, sir?
Sometimes here, but now that you talk to me, listen, June, there's 2 Portuguese people here, okay? I'm telling you, we have the money to spend. Mortal Kombat and Darkstalkers. If you can make that happen, that would be incredible. Need any help? Let me know. I'm good for it.
796 Studios said that they would fund your Cyberpunk. We're here to tell you we'll fund Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm here to fund Darkstalkers.
I'll put it on Darkstalkers too.
I also will put in on Darkstalkers.
Yeah, same here. That's kind of no-brainer.
The given, right?
Yeah. All right. Mario, how do we keep up with you, sir?
You can follow me on 796 Studios on Instagram, TikTok, Vero, not Twitch. Catch me on the first Tuesday of every week on Chatmigos. Assemble. Ugh. Catch me on the first Thursday of every month on Toying Around's channel, Unboxing Thursday, Enablers Edition, which is this Thursday. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but you can still tune in. Peace.
And Chamba, how do we keep up with you?
You can find me at Chamba on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me in the Toymigos Discord and Chatmigo symbol. Then on Dolls Thursday. And at San Diego Comic-Con, I'll be at Comic-Con, Anime Expo, Evo. If you want a pre-con sketch, color one specifically, just hit me up.
You're gonna be an Anime Expo too.
Yes.
Oh snap!
Oh yeah,
Jealous.
Busy.
And you can find our man Lago at Lago_figs on Instagram. Also check out his YouTube channel and go throw him a like and a watch over on his new Tamashi video. So
you were missed.
That out. Indeed.
Yep.
You can follow me, Cheney180 on Instagram. Check out the Toymigos Instagram, Toymigos Facebook, Toymigos Facebook group. Check out the Toymigos Discord. And if you want a shirt or something, go head on over to our Teespring and check out the Jada Toys Street Fighter Facebook group. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And once again, thank you so much, Duarte, for coming and hanging out with us. As always, I'm Cheney180.
I'm Chamba.
I'm 796.
I'm Mr. Junior.
Duarte Studios.
And Chatmigos.
Oh,